Just under 700. Nope, not 700. That would be exceptionally lightweight. No, just under 7,000 pounds. An exceptionally well kept 29, 30 foot combination rear living, rear entertainment Outback here at Haylett RV. Just came in on trade. Very, very well kept. The exterior does have a little measure of sticker peel, which just plagued the industry at the time this was built. But short of that, it has been clean, well kept. It has been maintained to the highest order, especially the interior. The pass-through you can see is clean. And one other thing I want to mention before we get going on the inside here, this Hensley hitch that we're looking at, this will not be included on the unit. We are swapping their hitching over to the new Rockwood that they're purchasing here at Haylett's. I just got out here with the camera before our service team had a chance to get to it, so I just wanted to mention and clarify. Let's hop inside. Quick peek with the slide out closed here. Like, I went through my video tour and realized I didn't actually capture any footage with the slide closed. All I did was talk about it. So like I said, you can do the Dukes of Hazzard and hop over the counter and get back to the living room, not that you need to. But you can get to basically most of your kitchen cabinets here. You can get to your refrigerator, your pantry, the dinette, the bedroom, the bathroom. So it is very traveling friendly in that regard. This camper really rides the cusp of that old versus new Outback. You know, as this industry evolves and people's wants and needs and, you know, designers come up with different concepts, RVs look very different today from where this was built. But what's kind of cool is you can really see the transition here. It's like when two rivers merge, there's that mixture point where you see little swirls and eddies. And that's kind of what this one is to me. This is that point where you have two different worlds kind of merging and colliding. We've got the classic Outback look and feel of that lighter woodwork and a lot of the two-tones, but you can actually see it start to transition into more of today's current modern look. The bigger windows and things, and some of the furniture fixtures, and you know, there's various aspects of this I look at where if I just close my eyes and I open it and say, oh, we're definitely in an Outback, but you can see where it's getting to be a newer one. This is also remarkably clean and well kept. I mentioned that outside, but I mean, floor is just spotless and shiny, and everything's been vacuumed. The table is clean. The furniture isn't all worked over from people sitting on it too much. We've got all sorts of windows. We have about 270 degrees of visibility in this model, maybe more, because you've got your kitchen window here as well. And this is that classic, this is one of those classic things I was saying, where you have this combination rear living, rear entertainment hybrid model. And it really does pack a lot of punch. It gives you a lot of windows, and what I do really enjoy about it, I think one of the most successful things it did, was give you a big picture window on the camp side of the RV, instead of exclusively on the back of the camper. So this one gives you the best of both worlds, but you still have a nice entertainment center over here. And what's kind of cool is this is big enough, the cabinets are big enough. I mean, that's a fair size, I don't know, 32-inch TV. But if you felt like swapping that out, you've got a pretty big diagonal with which you could work here. You could screw down like a swivel pedestal mount, and you could have yourself a pretty decent sized screen in there, although that's already pretty fair for, you know, no further away than you're probably going to be sitting. I do also like the fact that, like, your slide side windows open for ventilation, and again, you can look around, you can see that the cabinetry is not all dinged up and scarred up. Everything looks good. I also think is really smart. They didn't use that traditional flat, hard white that the Outback series was known for. If you get close to it, you can see they put like a little bit of a pattern in those wood prints, just to kind of spark it up and give it a little bit of life. Now that is a full, I guess you call it like king dinette, where it doesn't actually measure like a king bed when it falls down, but it's a full 42-inch deep by 84-inch long, full size, no, you know, pulling out all the stops kind of dinette. Now, this is a hide-a-bed with an airbed mattress over here. The original mattress must have done gave up the ghost, as my grandfather would say. And they had actually replaced it with the best airbed possible, Aero bed brand. And I noticed that the full Aero bed mattress and everything was in its handy little convenient carrying case up in the bedroom. So not only did they keep this thing in top shape and working order, if something failed, they replaced it with something better that wasn't going to. So that should give you a good idea. This is actually something that Keystone still does quite a bit of today in their kitchens. And we see so much Keystone here through our dealership, from the Springdales to Passports to Cougars and Montanas and Fusions and all kinds of other things. We've got a ton of different Keystone stuff here. The double big drawer here and the single silverware drawer there, that is an arrangement that they use to just devastating effect in the marketplace. And what it does is it gives you like a handy fork, spoons, knives drawer right there, but it gives you the ability to have two bigger drawers here. Now you have to sink those drawers down a little bit to make sure that when the drawer recesses into the cabinet, you don't interfere with the sink. That's why they do the one here and two there sort of arrangement. By the way, this is something I forgot to mention, but this thing just has a boss of a skylight back here in the living room. That is big. That's probably bigger than the shower. That is a big skylight. Little detail things I look for. I look at sinks. I look down in heat vents. I like to see how clean these are, and these are clean. That is one of the best indicators I've learned to look for people who, like, did they maintain their RV or did they just use the RV? 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. That's a 33% upgrade from what you often find in this class. That's this is sort of where Outback started to define itself as what it is today, where they went with some of those bigger, better features. You'll actually find that repeated through a lot of the Keystone lineup. The Keystone Cougars are very similar to what you'd find in this today. A little different color palette. This bathroom is freaking big, Batman. That is a big honking bathroom. I like all the floor space. Again, look down in heat vents. Look how clean this is. These people kept this thing clean. And by the way, if you're kind of spooked by those, Amazon makes like $3 air filter things that you can put in the floor vents of RVs to keep those things clean. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's one of those ounce of prevention, pound of cure sort of things. Now, the shower with the skylight where it's positioned is right in front of the shower head, so you do have full overhead clearance in here. And the light-dark combination actually works very well in this bathroom because the lighter upper does help make it feel a little bit bigger and less imposing right when you step in. That's a big sink, too. I like the drawers in there. Now, what is kind of cool is when the slide out is closed, you can get in that entry door, you can come over here, you can get to your fridge, your pantry, your sink, your dinette. The only thing you don't really have super easy access to with the slide out closed is that U-dinette right there is going to come pretty close to the countertop, and it will pretty much pinch that off. So unless you feel like hopping over it Dukes of Hazzard style, yahoo! Then you won't really get back to the living room. But chances are, if you're traveling, you don't really need the living room. But you can get to the bathroom, the kitchen, your bedroom, dinette. Most of the things are important. You do have a sliding pocket privacy door here. I don't want to gloss over that and miss it. I think all the original linens and everything are still present and accounted for. Bedroom is simple, straightforward, effective, no nonsense. What more do you need? This is a beautiful coach. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. It's going to take care of someone very nicely. The previous owners were just simply a little bit, they were ready to step up to something bigger. They got a double slide living room, and they wanted more storage with a closet slide in the bedroom. And that Rockwood they picked out really suited them well. And look at this. They even wrote down the specs for their holding tanks right here so that when they hit their tank monitors, they'd actually know roughly how much they're actually looking at rather than just a general indicator. I don't know if I've ever seen someone do that. These folks were on their game. Now again, remember that crazy Hensley hitch we're looking at up front? That will not be included on this trailer. Keep that in mind. That is going with them onto their new RV. I just simply wanted to point that out once again. Now, what they did here, it really at a glance gives the impression of the same kind of massive drop frame storage you find in today's market with that huge baggage door. But what they did is they have a normal wall. It is a very large pass-through. I mean, that is nothing to sneeze at. You can see the all aluminum skeleton there. This is a big pass-through. But they gave you this little drop side bucket. Once the chassis, the flooring gets past the I-beam of the frame, they actually installed that little ABS storage bucket right there just to kind of maximize big stuff or tool chests or coolers or whatever you want. Now again, there is a measure of decal failing here just simply due to weather exposure, and that was something that pretty much every RV was known for at the time. My best suggestion, take a power washer and blow those things right off there, get a little bit of Goo Gone to clean off the residue, and just leave the nose looking nice and clean, and you'll probably like it better. Actually, every time we've had an RV like that, instead of replacing decals, which is amazingly expensive, by the way, you're like, oh, it can't be that much. Yes, it can, and it is, trust me. I do this for a living. The point I'm making here with all this is that whenever people just leave it clean instead of putting stickers back on it, I was like, you know, I kind of like it like that. It's just simple and clean, and it kind of stands out a little bit, which is the opposite of what you would think happens, but it does. The underbelly is enclosed. It is forced air heated, so this is not necessarily a cold rated camper, but it is an extended use camper. There is a difference there. So if it just kind of drops below freezing a little bit overnight, you'll be okay. If it's going to hard freeze at 0 degrees for a few days, this ain't made for that, so don't even try. The roof vents, they installed max air covers on them so that they could keep some airflow going even on a cruddy, drizzly day like today. I've got the old umbrella out. As far as I can see, the spare tire has never seen the light of day, so that's fantastic. Roof has been well kept. Actually, you know what? I drug a whole ladder out here and I looked at it. I should have brought a camera up there with me and taken a picture of it while I was there, so I dropped the ball on that. Pretty healthy sized awning too. It goes past that living room window and well past the main entry door, which is pretty handy. And we've got the predecessor to the outside kitchen with a little outside cooking convenience station. You know, when outside kitchens get together and they look at the family tree and yearbook, you know, mom's like, oh, look there, honey, that right there, that's your grandfather, see? And this is the grandfather to today's modern outside kitchens, I guess you could say. Big folding entry handle, the all aluminum skeleton kind of rounder out. This is a sharp rig, guys. If you don't care about a couple cosmetic decals, you're looking for something that has been just baby kept, just well kept. You're on a used budget, you want a nice living room, you want to slide out. This would be a perfect RV for a first timer because you're not inheriting someone else's problems. People don't spend money on a Hensley hitch and then not take care of the RV. I've never seen that happen. These are folks who liked nice things, they took care of nice things, and you know, they knew how to maintain an investment so that it had value when they were done with it. So give us a call, whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, or anything in between. We only do everything at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.